Welcome back. This is another proof that music is the connection, the link between all these measures, whether it be imperial or metric or other systems of measure as well, which I'll go into in all my videos now. But here's another one. So we know the distance to the King's Chamber, if you've seen my other videos, that it's 3,317,760 metres, which is just 3,317 kilometres, 0.76. But in miles, that distance is 2062 in miles. So I discovered if we draw a circle with a radius of 2062, we get the circumference 12960, which is the note of E that's also half the precession of the equinoxes. And in the previous video I showed that C, which is called scientific pitch or philosophical pitch, if we draw a circle with a radius of 256, we get the circumference of 1609, and there's 1.609 kilometres to a mile. But as you can see here, a bit clearer, that if we take the distance from the King's Chamber to the equator, and we just take it in miles, and we draw the circle with a radius, 2062, we get a circumference of the note of E and half the precession of the equinoxes. As you can see with what I'm doing is that these musical measures and these earth measures, different systems of measure, come from using the circle and for radius, circumference, and also these harmonic numbers that we know of, 144 and 432, etc. But all these types of things work together if we use the circle and we incorporate it into this system here. We can see that this is where we get these different measures. The radius, and we get the circumference, we can snip that and use that as a measure. You can think of it as using this as a radius and drawing the circle and then snipping that line and folding it out into a line, and that's a measure. So this is kind of what I've been finding, is that basically we've got the mile here. We can see, look, this is the kilometres to the equator. This is the miles to the equator from the King's Chamber. If we just take, if you can see, take the radius and we get the circumference here of E. Very nice and neat and quite, repeatable.